So, melee weapons in Warframe have been king of damage output for quite a long time, right? And they will always be king, even with those upcoming Arsenal Divide changes about to drop in about a week or so if the rumours are through. Those upcoming changes designed to kind of bump gunplay back up in line with our melee weapons, even with the Blood Rush and Condition Overload and Berserker mods having their effectiveness reduced, and Berserker not stacking with similar mods, melee will definitely still be insanely strong. So to cut through some, I guess, of the negativity being shared around, or the doom and gloom about melee being dead and so on in relation to these changes, I wanted to, I guess, step back, take a bit of a rational look at things by mimicking some of those changes in a build in Warframe and then jumping into a Steel Path mission. So to give you an idea of how strong melee will actually still be. So that's what I did. I jumped into a Steel Path survival mission to get a feel for those changes to Condition Overload, Blood Rush and Berserker. I went ahead and I equipped low ranked version of each of these mods on my usual build for the melee weapon to have them somewhat in line with the upcoming stat changes. Blood Rush was somewhere around 40%, Condition Overload is sitting at the 80% like the new mod will have, and there is a low ranked Berserker in there as well, as close as I could get these mods. On top of this, I thought, you know what, feck it. Let's go overkill, right? Let's do something that the update isn't going to do to kind of further show you how powerful melee can be, because the Warframe community loves a little bit of overkill, right? Let's equip an Extinguished Dragon key, right? Let's go that far. Let's further reduce our damage by another 75%. Like I said, that's something that's not going to happen with these changes when they drop the Arsenal Divide. Your damage output will be 75% better than the numbers you're seeing in this video. I just kind of wanted to pop on the Dragon Key out of curiosity more than anything else to see how melee would perform when you purposefully weaken it. So I've equipped my Innermost Prime because I couldn't be arsed with enemy damage, to be honest with you. Also, he doesn't really buff my melee weapons. My Cedo, however, I used for spreading status effects because it is, if I'm being honest, right, the Cedo is the sophisticated man's Kuva Nuko, right? The Kuva Nuko is kind of used by the guys who are either licking windows or kind of smashing their foreheads into pebble ash walls, whereas the Cedo is the sophisticated man's, okay? Whiskey, all that sort of stuff, you know? Silk robe, you know, smoking cherry, you get the idea. And I ran with my Vulpa Phyla for spreading viral, and I melted my way through Steel Path really easily. Acolytes spawned and died in seconds, bombards were cut in half, damage numbers were still ridiculously high, and this was with the 75% damage reduction. So melee, of course, with this upcoming update, will still be very, very strong. Now, I know someone's probably already said it, but John, you're running with the feckin' Cronin Prime, easily one of the best melee weapons in the game right now, and you're right, I'm running with the Cronin Prime. So how about I run with, say, the Karst Prime instead, a dagger, same setup, same reduced mod stats, same Extinguished Dragon key, and lo and behold, it still works. Now, don't get me wrong, right, I'm not saying that this nerf is great or anything of the kind. I fucking hate change, and when I made my video all those months back talking about how gunplay really sucked in Warframe right now, one of the first things I said in it was, don't touch melee. How about you just buff the guns up to bring them somewhat in line with the melee? But of course, like everything in Warframe, you can't get good without getting something bad along the way. So they went and they kind of reduced the stats of some of these mods. But it isn't all kind of end of the world nerf. Everything in my setup is pretty much part of the meta for melee runs right now. Spread status and mash your melee key. The gun buffs, I guess we're going to have to wait and see what they're like when we get our hands on some of the new mods and those arcanes as well. They might make some of our guns very, very powerful, but I honestly can't ever see them reaching the same level of damage that melee has in game right now or for the last 2 years or more. I'm also not a fan of having to farm more mods being added into the game and arcanes in order to get your guns to that level. Right now, I just miss the gunplay in the game. It's why I originally fell in love with it. But let me know in the comment section below what you think of what you've seen today, I guess, in this video. What do you think of the changes? I think they're minor changes, if I'm being honest with you. But as always, thanks for watching.